a country where issues are in the daily, bad events were my reality. Problems were found wherever I went, fights or disputes, negativity followed each matter. I couldn't always feel happy through these events, which you might consider normal, and I know many relate. But what if I tell you, you can change how you view the world? Have you ever thought about how influential it is to see life from a positive point of view, no matter how bad it can get? Do you ever look at a cheerful person and think, how are they so full of joy in this chaotic day? What is so different in these people that makes them see the world in colors? The answer is simple. It's their mindset. Being thankful means feeling or showing an appreciation for something done or received. It's a positive emotion expressing gratitude and recognition for kindness or benefits. As simple as it sounds, it has a profound impact on our brains. Neuroscientists discovered that people who express gratitude regularly engage in different activities, and several regions of the brain become more active, including the prefrontal cortex, the anterior cingulate cortex, and the striatum. I was once reading a quote that said, people who consciously count their blessings tend to be happier and less depressed. And honestly, it hit me. I realized how negative I was toward myself, but at the same time, I didn't truly understand the depth of this sentence. I mean, how could I possibly find at least one good thing in every bad situation? Personally, practicing gratitude at first was a bit hard, but then again, it didn't take long before I started feeling a shift. I was training my brain to notice the positive, and over time, I realized that my mood, my thoughts, and my overall outlook on life were changing. Now you might tell me, I'm always thankful for everything that happens throughout the day, but it doesn't change anything. Life is still tough to live, and that's a known fact. It won't change now. That's the thing. Life won't change now or ever. The change happens within you. In our world, complaining is something we do every day, but what we don't realize is that complaining does the opposite of gratitude to your brain. This is why it's a powerful tool that makes us overcome daily challenges. So let's dive into the science behind it. On one hand, the prefrontal cortex is the part of the brain responsible for decision-making, emotional regulation, and empathy. When we express gratitude, this area becomes more engaged, helping us regulate negative emotions like frustration and stress. On the other hand, the anterior cingulate cortex is another key region involved in processing emotions, especially in social contexts. Gratitude activates the anterior cingulate cortex, which explains why practicing it not only makes us feel better, but also strengthens our relationships. Just think about it for a minute. Whenever we are thankful to others, it deepens our connection with them. Just look around you and think of a moment where you have expressed your thanks for someone and look at how it changed your relationship with them. It deepened your bond with them. Gratitude is an effective way to change the quality of our life. One of the most effective aspects of gratitude is how it changed our perspective, as I previously said. Listen up, because what I'm about to say is the most important part of the whole speech. In our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in the daily grind and focus on what's not going right, but when we consciously practice gratitude, it shifts our mood from focusing on what we lack to focus on what we already have. So, instead of feeling overwhelmed with what I lack, I start to realize all the things I'm thankful for and all of the things I have. For example, I have my health, my relationships, my family, and all of the opportunities in front of me. This simple shift in focus has not only improved my mental health, but also increased my motivation and resilience. Gratitude, in a way, teaches us that being happy isn't about having more, it's about appreciating what we already have. So, how can we express gratitude and incorporate gratitude practices into our daily lives? I promise you, it doesn't have to be complicated. Here are a few practices I found particularly helpful, and the first one is gratitude journaling. Every day, I write down 3 things I'm thankful for. They don't have to be grand gestures. They can be as modest as a warm meal or conversation with a friend. Number 2, mindful reflection. Throughout the day, I take a few minutes to pause and appreciate the present moment. Whether it's appreciating the beauty of nature or being just grateful for the breath in my lungs, these moments of reflection help me stay grounded and focused. And finally, number 3, my personal favorite, gratitude letters. I've written a few letters to those who have made a difference in my life, thanking them for their support and kindness. The act of writing on a piece of paper, and sometimes even sending the letter, creates a deep sense of connection and recognition. Let me emphasize on the word paper. Many recent studies show that people who write on a piece of paper accentuates the use of several parts of the brain, which is why it's more beneficial to use ink, and it's more important. Although, I know that for some, it's easier to type on a keyboard or use a tablet to write, but it's truly essential to write on a piece of paper. Incorporating these practices into my life has had a profound impact. However, it's important to note that gratitude journaling is not trauma dump writing, nor is it writing about negative experiences. Let me explain. At Indiana University, they were able to conduct a study on 3 groups of students who were receiving counsel. The first group had to write gratitude letters, the second had to write about their negative experiences, while the third had no writing task. And the results? Astonishing. Those who were writing gratitude letters reported better mental health compared to those who were negatively writing everything or just receiving counsel. This indicates and illustrates how these small practices can have a profound impact on our life. According to Applied Psychology, Health and Well-being, those who wrote gratitude in a gratitude journal before bed fell asleep faster and experienced better sleep quality compared to those who didn't. According to a study published in Personality and Individual Differences in 2016, people who engage in gratitude practices experience significant improvements in their overall well-being. Another study, according to a 2020 study published by Harvard Medical School, found that people who practice gratitude can experience 40% fewer stress-related health problems. All of these great numbers are just proof that whenever we practice gratitude, it changes our whole life. It changes our perspective. It changes how we experience life. Nonetheless, gratitude stimulates the release of dopamine and serotonin, 2 neurotransmitters that are directly linked to happiness and well-being. At the same time, it lowers the levels of anxiety and depression because it rewires our brain's response to negative stimuli. It reduces activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear and stress center. According to functional MRI studies, 25% is the number that shows that it reduces depression. So symptoms can be reduced by up to 25% according to research. This is a great number. Imagine how incorporating it into our lives can change us. When we practice gratitude, we're essentially programming our brain to notice the good no matter how small. The shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset can impact our overall happiness. Therefore, practicing gratitude is truly essential to be able to live a better life, to be able to engage in pro-social behaviors, because people who practice gratitude tend to be more engaged in pro-social activities, such as acts of kindness, helping others, and being empathetic. We talked about what complaining does to your brain that gratitude doesn't, and it's scientifically backed up. Complaining, criticizing, judging, or even comparing yourself to others can shrink the size of your prefrontal cortex, which, as stated previously, is responsible for focus and decision-making. Basically, you're weakening the part of the brain that helps you solve problems while strengthening the pathways that help point them out. Criticizing puts you in a victim mindset and takes you out of being happy with where you are. Besides, criticizing makes you unattractive. It literally helps others see you in such a bad way, even if you're the most confident and the most perfect person on earth. This is why so many of us rely on the change comes from within quote. On the other hand, incorporating these gratitude practices, as I said previously, help us engaging with other people. This is why it deepens our relationships with them, it strengthens our social bonds, So, in other words, gratitude creates a ripple effect. When we feel thankful, we are more likely to express kindness toward others, which strengthens our social bonds and create a sense of community. All of these reasons I previously stated are just proof that gratitude is essential in our life. But me standing here before you is another evidence that actually works. I could have chosen literally any other topic to talk about today, but this one is extremely necessary if you want to improve the quality of your life. Concluding the speech is extremely hard, especially when you want the world to know this simple and easy trick that can help others. So before concluding, I want you all to look into the gift bags we gave you previously. You will find a notepad and a pen. On it, I want you to write 3 things you're thankful for. Please take a minute to think about anything that makes you feel happy, feel at peace, or that even challenges you. Write about those things so that we can engage in the social space outside. There will be a board, and you'll be able to put your answers on it. To conclude the speech, if I had a minute to explain why being thankful, it would go something like this. Gratitude is liberating. It gives us freedom and peace within, no matter the circumstance. Gratitude is not just a feel-good emotion, but a very powerful tool that helps rewire our brains for positivity. It improves our emotion regulation, enhances our life satisfaction, and has effects on our overall well-being and physical health. If you're feeling stressed, anxious, or disconnected, I truly encourage you to give gratitude a try. Start small and watch as it grows into an impactful and influential practice in your life. Once you become consistent, you'll realize change. Once you realize how prominent it is, you will get addicted to the positivity in life and run away from all the negativity, such as gossip, the news, toxic relationships, or even toxic friendships, among other examples, ultimately offering you a more peaceful and grounded sense of life. And that is why gratitude is the most lasting happy pill. Thank you.